Hi, I'm Brad with BigFamilyHomestead.com, and today is 2 days away from March 1st. You know what that means? Time to get your seeds going inside for the garden. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go inside. Pretty cold. All right, so where we live, it is absolutely only a couple of days from March 1st. Now what that means is it's time. It is absolutely time to start getting your garden situated, getting seeds started inside, and that will save you so much money. You will also know what it is that you're going to be growing. It's not you're guessing at whatever the nursery is providing you. You know if you're getting non-GMO seeds, heirloom seeds, you'll know what your food source is going to be. I think that is super, super important. And so today, I'm going to show you how we get our seeds started, our setup for our lighting, because it is still technically, well, it's winter here. I don't care what they say. It's cold outside. It was -5 yesterday. So whatever their weatherman, springtime guy. Here's the thing. The reality for us is we need to add lighting for our setup. Because it has to be inside. We do not have a hothouse, or we do not have a greenhouse. I wish. So you guys, you know, my birthday's coming up, and I didn't want to be weird about it, but you know, we're going to start a GoFundMe account for a hothouse or a greenhouse, but you know, no pressure. Now, before we even begin step one, I think it's important that we take just a moment to get into your head what it is that you want to grow. I mean, if you're talking about growing for your nutrition, for your food, for your sustenance, you need to grow a wide variety of vegetables, a wide variety of tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, pumpkins, all those kinds of things to fit your nutritional needs. Now, if you're growing things that you might not even like, but you may want to, say, dry out or trade or grow them for seed, you need to get that in your head too. You may not like, say, hot food, but you know that it may be a tradable commodity. Say that if you are of the prepper mentality kind of thing, you may want to have a nice stockpile of heirloom pepper seeds or even stuff, maybe you don't like it. But the idea is that get it into your head what it is that you're going to want to A, use and consume, B, store up for trade, C, something that you may want to dry out or use in other recipes, maybe stuff that you're actually going to go ahead and dehydrate. But the bottom line is, before we even get to step one, you've got to have a little pre-planning going on in advance to know what it is that you want to use, why you want to use it, how you plan on storing it. That is key, because if you're not going to eat it right now, you don't want to go through all this hassle and money and time and all this stuff, and then you let these things go to waste. That would be an absolute tragedy. So first things first, it's important for you to know what region you live in. Basically, the climate. How hot things are, how cold things are, when the ground thaws out, when you can actually start getting out there and doing stuff. Okay, so you say, Brad, how the heck am I supposed to know when to get my seeds started inside for the garden in the spring? Well, I'll tell you. Okay, magic 8 ball. Here we go. Yes. Okay, so no, you don't actually use a magic 8 ball. The reality is that everybody lives in a different temperate climate. You may be a little further north, you may be a little further south. The way that we actually have been determining our seed starting, getting seeds in the ground, we use a variety of sources, and I'm going to show you a couple of those right now. One of them is Clydes' awesome garden planner, and here we go. So check this out. What we have here is Clydes' garden planner. And what's really cool about it is you basically set your last average spring frost date for where we're at is about April 10th. You set that, and then it'll tell you all these different vegetables and plants on when you should seed them inside, when your plantings are, first planting, last planting, all that kind of stuff. And then it tells you when you're going to get some harvest times, and that's really cool because it slides to whatever, you know, wherever your frost date is. But now check this out. This is also very cool. That's spring. Oh yeah. Give you fall too. So that's really, really handy. You can get it if you just look up on the internet, Clydes Garden Planner. They also have a really cool app for your phone right now or your iPad, but it's really nice having the physical copy on hand. Another resource that we find absolutely bulletproof on knowing when to seed inside and get your stuff outdoors for your particular climate, your particular soil, your particulars is BAM, the Farmer's Almanac. Now, as you can see, this one is not exactly up to date. It's just the only one I could find on the shelf readily. So, but Farmer's Almanac, get it. All right, so the Farmer's Almanac is absolutely just chock full of amazing information for gardens. Oh, here, check that out. United States weather map. Splits it into regions, like you've seen on your seed packets. You can plant via or by region, and there are different dates and times. They show you how these are broken up. Lots of great information. There's just so much good stuff in here. I mean, here's a great article on honeybees. And check it out, you can even get choir robes. How cool is that? And even you can restore, what? So I guess you could say there's a lot of riveting information here. But anyway, another great resource right here, Hobby Farm Home Magazine. We love it, lots of great info, delightful gardening. Mother Earth News has decades and decades worth of extremely valuable information. These guys are absolutely one of the top-notch resources for gardening and all things of homesteading and prepping and delightfulness. All right, step number 2. Sorry, Europeans. I mean step number 2, not like, yeah, forget about it. Now we have predetermined what vegetables and plants that we want to grow for whatever our needs may be. What you want to eat, what you want to store, what you may want to grow for seed, and what you may want to trade. That's the pre step. Step 1, now knowing what it is, that your region that you're in, so that you know what times you can seed things inside, plant things outside, yada yada yippee skippy. Now that brings us to step 2, which is preparing your soil for seeding. So if you advanced gardeners have not figured it out yet, this video's not for you. It's for basic gardeners. Okay? That said, you can use a wide variety of different commercially available soils if you don't want to go to the length of making your own compost and prepping your own soil and all that kind of stuff. My recommendation is just make sure that it is not jacked with. There's no weird chemicals in there, and it's all organic stuff. If you want to buy something over the shelf, if you don't have the time and or experience to get your own compost going and prep your own soil, for the sake of today's video and ease of use, we're going to be using mainly a over-the-counter soil that we've purchased that is organic. We are actually going to be adding a few amendments to our soil, which I'm going to show you here in just a minute. But the amendments that we're going to be adding are worm compost, a little bit of eggshells, calcium, yay, and a little bit of Epsom salts. Okay, so here's what we have for our seed starting mix. You know, it's the kind of thing where there are literally hundreds and thousands of people's different opinions on what you should put in what. Go with whatever works for you. I mean, this is the important word for us, organic. And then we actually, basically all you need is your soil. We add some Epsom salts and some eggshells, which is calcium. Good. And of course you need a shovel to mix it all together. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna go ahead and dump all this stuff, 12 quarts worth of our seed starter mix, and I'm going to add in about a half tablespoon of the calcium, the eggshells, and a tablespoon of Epsom salt per quart. So that's 6 per. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now, mix it all up. Here we go. Into the bucket with our soil and try to make as little mess as we can. Yes. Now, into the soil with our eggshells. We're going to go ahead and 6 of these because there's 12 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, a word on this, the more you can pulverize this up, the easier your plants will be able to take it in, because plants can't take this in, this calcium, in its hard, crusty, form that actually has to get broken down by the soil and the water so that it can take it up real nice. All right, now Epsom salts. Same thing, 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oop, a blank. 5 and 6. Now what we're gonna do, yes, stir, stir, stir. All right, let's get this going. Now lastly, and I think most importantly, what we've got here is about 2 quarts of worm castings, worm compost from our worm bin. This stuff is black gold. We get that in there, mix it in. And now let's not forget one final step, and that is about 3 or 4 2-liter bottles full of mug root beer. No, please don't do that. That would be a terrible, terrible idea. All right, step number 3, put your seeds in the dirt. Now, it shouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that seeds need to go in the dirt to grow. However, this is a basic video, and some of you may have gone to public school, so for that I apologize. So seeds, dirt, just kidding about the public school thing. I mean, not everybody can be Ivy League, right? I mean, well, actually, I went to public school, so what we are going to use to plant our seedlings in are these little plastic things that you get from the nurseries when you buy other stuff. Well, typically people throw these away, and I say, what the heck are you doing that for? You basically just get some of your soil mix in here. You don't need it too super full, and you don't want it super compact. You just kind of fill it up there just like that, and then next, here we go. Round 2. Just kind of dump it in there. You don't want it compact. You want those roots to be able to get in there, a lot of nice oxygen, just like that, and so on and so forth. All right, so as you can see, I have filled up 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 of these little buckets filled with our soil mix, and now what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna go ahead and get our seeds into the dirt. All right, now one quick little thing as we go to put our seeds into the dirt, the soil. One little tip is you don't want them to go too stinking deep. Now, I heard a rule of thumb is the width of the seed, you only want to go as deep as 2.5 times the width. So for a tomato seed, you're really only talking about a 1/2 inch or maybe even a little bit less. Make sure it's nice and covered up and dark, but there you go, and here we go. And now it's time to get our seedlings, oh yeah, all kind of moist with water. So here we go, time for a little shower there, daisy flower. Well, tomatoes, and I think we got cauliflower and some other delights in there. We got some tomato. Now, here's the thing, one thing that is important, make sure that you don't use chlorinated water because it'll give your seedlings a much better fighting chance if you don't choke them out with nasty chemicals before they've even been, germinated. So your seeds are happy. They're down in the dark, nice, moist soil. We have now got some lighting that we're gonna go ahead and put on them because wherever you live, it's different. Where we live, we have to supplement the outdoor light, the sunlight coming in through our window with artificial light. And I'm gonna show you what we've done. I've actually used 2 different color temperatures of fluorescent light bulb that will give our plants 2 different frequency bands of light that will help them grow. So we're not only getting some sunlight from the window, which is a big, nice bay window, but we're also going to supplement that with 2 different color temperatures of light. I'm going to show you that right now. All right, so here's our lighting setup. We basically took a nice metal shelf and we got some of these, 4-foot fluorescent tube thingies here, and we put 2 different color temperatures of bulb in there to give them a better frequency band. And over there, it's dark out right now, but there is a big bay window. Now all we have to do is go ahead and put our seedlings under the warm, happy glow of the light. And now, poof, we are done. Now it's a waiting game. It's really that simple. Literally, that's all the effort you have involved. Doesn't cost you that much money at all. I mean, you're talking pennies in seeds, or if you've bought heirloom seeds, you can save your seeds and you don't have to buy seeds from, well, the big Monsanto. Boo. Anyway, so now we wait. These little guys are gonna go ahead and germinate. They're gonna come on up, and now we don't have to buy expensive plants, and we know what the heck it is that we're gonna be eating, saving, storing, trading, yada yada. So there you have it. Do not waste time. I know it seems early in the season, but if you get your seeds going, it's gonna save you a load of money on plants. You don't want to buy those plants. They cost you nothing for the seeds, and you know where they're coming from. You know they're organic, you know they're non-GMO, and you're in control of your food supply. Please don't wait. Get your seeds started. It's going to save you a ton of money. I know it's chilly out. Trust me, my fingers are blue. All right, so there it is. I hope you liked the video. Please don't forget to click like and subscribe. I'm Brad with Big Family Homestead, and you have an amazing day.